And then God said this, build a large boat. And that's where I know you're a way better Christian than me, but that's where I've been like, time out, hold on, I'm done. Like, no way, no how, I am not building a boat. Like, again, you're better than me, but for me, I would have stopped right there. Especially when I hear the dimensions that are coming later on in the passage. The thought of building anything in my life, let alone a boat the size we are about to describe, is impossible even with today's modern technology. From verses 14 through 21, we're not reading them, but God goes on to give the dimensions for the boat he was supposed to build and what he should do with the boat. The boat was to be 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, 45 feet high, with one door on the side and 3 decks on the inside. There's actually a museum in Kentucky called the Ark Encounter. They built a life-size replica of Noah's Ark with the decks on the inside and fake animals and museum and all type of stuff. Here's a picture of the ark they built. That's a real museum in Kentucky. I want to go there someday. It would be unbelievable. Notice the size. There's a truck on the ground on the left-hand side. Like, that is remarkable in today's technology, let alone when Noah was on planet Earth. To put that into perspective, that is 2 times as long as a Boeing 747, 1.5 times the length of a football field. And I'll just let you know, I had a really funny Nebraska football joke planned for right there, but they had to go and start winning games and said, no, I can't make it in front of Nebraska football, but I want you to know I was going to. And 3 space shuttles could lay end to end on the deck of that boat. That's just the length of the boat. But God didn't stop there. After giving Noah the instructions of building the boat, he said, once you're done building it, because I'm going to destroy the earth, I want you, your wife, your sons, and their wives to get on the boat, then gather together a pair of every kind of animal, male and female, get enough food to feed not only all the animals, but your family as well for an extended period of time. And then on top of that, what seems to be insurmountable, if not impossible odds, this is where I think it gets really real. Noah had to live out his full obedience in view of everyone around him. His friends, his family, his loved ones, his neighbors. And Bible doesn't say this, but I promise you, they thought he had lost his mind. Lost his mind. The pressure, not only of the project that lay before him, but the problems it would bring, the perception of other people, perhaps even the persecution he would face from those around him, that would be enough to cause many of us to stop dead in our tracks, but not Noah. Genesis 6:22, powerful verse, says this, so Noah did what? Everything exactly as God had commanded him. Isn't that powerful? Leading courageously is not the absence of fear, it's the absence of self. And the first thing Noah did, I think we also have to do if we're going to lead courageously, and it's kind of hidden in between the lines, but the first thing is this, I've got to risk my reputation. If I'm going to lead courageously, I've got to risk my reputation. Rosa Parks did. Martin Luther King Jr. did. And on down the line, Noah did. I think the hardest part for Noah in this whole story may not have been even physically building the ark, but having to face what people thought and said about him while he was building it. He probably lost all respect from most people in his life. And the same might be true for us, gang, when we choose to lead courageously in our faith. When we choose to rise up and finish what God started in us, overcoming our past, our pain, and our present circumstances. When we choose to live and pursue purity in the midst of a world that's all about pleasure. When we choose to honor God financially, building up his kingdom instead of satisfying our own cravings, building up our own. When we choose to take responsibility. When we choose to be different so we can make a difference. When we choose to stand out in this world. When we do that, there are people, even Christian people, who will not understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. They might call us prideful, prude, old-fashioned, arrogant, judgmental, hypocritical, and holier than thou. People might speak against us. They might stand against us. Some days they may even strike against us. This could separate family. We might lose close friends. It can sever the closest and strongest of relationships. But listen, church, this is so important. Until I would rather risk my reputation with people than lose my relationship with God, I will never lead courageously. Until I'd rather risk my reputation than lose my relationship, I will never lead courageously in this life. Remember, leading courageously is not the absence of fear, it's the absence of self.